In other college football news, this past Tuesday, the latest CFP rankings were released, and it goes as follows. At number 1, we have Alabama. At 2, we have Clemson. At number 3, we have Miami, holding the ACC down. And at number 4, we have Oklahoma, representing the Big 12. Here's my take on things. At number 1, I feel like Alabama holding on to that top spot, like real tight, because right now they're real banged up. Like pretty much all the linebackers are hurt, and they kind of look vulnerable right now. A lot of people aren't used to seeing Alabama in this kind of predicament where they look beatable. So, they have a game against Mercer this weekend, and after that, they have a big showdown with Auburn. At number 2 and number 3, you have Clemson and Miami. Now, Clemson, their defense looks real good, but their offense doesn't look as consistent or doesn't look as potent as they have in years past. And you have Miami, whose defense is real good, and they're riding high after that big win over Notre Dame. But they're ranked at 2 and 3, so those two teams have already clinched their division in the conference, and they're going to meet each other in the conference championship game. So seemingly, the loser of that game is going to eliminate themselves from the playoff. I'll get more to that, as the weeks progress. I get a prediction on that game if they both stay, unbeaten until that point. And at number 4, you got Oklahoma. Now, I got to be honest, Oklahoma, they have one of the best offenses in the country, and that's not really a surprise coming from the Big 12, because in the Big 12, everybody got offense. But Oklahoma's defense is just, they're abysmal. Like they can't stop nobody. They couldn't stop my 1-year-old son from crossing the street crawling. Like that's how bad they are. So them hanging on in the Big 12 is not really a guaranteed thing right now. So sitting at 5 and 6, sitting on the outside looking in, you got Wisconsin. They're ranked number 5. They undefeated, but they can't get no respect. Like no matter how many games they win or how much they win by, they can't get any respect because all people ever say is they don't play nobody. And it's not really their fault because, they're in the weaker division of the Big Ten. But they have a big test coming up this week against Michigan. So if they could beat Michigan, that's going to say a lot about their resume. And at number 6, we have the biggest wild card, the Auburn Tigers. Now, Auburn, after that loss to LSU and after the loss to Clemson early in the season, they haven't looked back. They dismantled Georgia, who was previously the number 1 team in the nation, and they have a big showdown with Alabama coming up. And, the one thing Alabama is reeling at right now, stopping the run, that's the one thing that Auburn excels at, So that's going to be a real interesting game to watch in the grand scheme of the SEC title race and the college football playoff race. So look out for that big game next week because Auburn, they could shake a lot of things.